This is Colin Ellis. So Colin knows a lot about meditation. That's why Colin and I are going to talk about meditation and the planet. And I think you'll be able to find the right meditations for each planetary expression.
Saturn is that part of us that drives us to make a commitment, to persevere, to endure, and ultimately to succeed.
So Saturn is the lord of time. Saturn is cause and effect. Saturn is the founding stone. Karma. Saturn is structure, foundation. Can you pick anything out of that for meditation?
Well, part of what I've picked out from that, it sort of links in with the moon, because the moon was talking about rituals and creating a habit.
Yeah.
With Saturn, it sounds like we need and that regularity. So they work together, these planets, don't they?
Yes, and that is actually a really good point, because if someone has Saturn and Moon in their horoscope, in their natal horoscope together, it is often something that people struggle with, as it kind of limits your fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, if you want to get something done, they're perfect, because you're going to create a routine and you're going to stick to it and you're going to enjoy doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And just as an aside, when you get a transit of the Moon over Saturn once a month, that is a time that it's almost like, there's nothing else I'd rather do but my work. Okay, so what meditation? So you're saying get a solid practice.
What's coming to mind for me is potentially a meditation on impermanence, which is to do with karma as well. Because karma is cause and effect. Impermanence is looking at the cause and effects of the things around us. For instance, this jumper, I didn't make it, okay? It's wool, so it was once on a sheep. Somebody collected it, somebody else maybe knitted it, somebody else transported it, somebody else sold it to me. So there's all these causes of me being able to wear this jumper. And so this jumper, although it feels permanent, actually it's not permanent. And already there is a bit of fraying of the knit, so it's not going to last forever. And so in reality, even though in this moment it feels like it's a permanent thing, in reality it's totally not permanent. So this is cause and effect over a period of time.
Oh yeah, and Saturn is time as well.
Yeah.
So looking at the thread of things.
Yes.
Through time.
Yes.
Oh, that's a very Saturnian.
And you realise that the way that we usually view the world is that the things around me have always been here and they're here forever. Which is sort of good to a certain extent, because we're being in the now at that moment. Mm-hmm. Looking at the threads, the cause and effect, we actually realise, it's not permanent. So that's more realistic, mm-hmm. which I think is a Saturn thing as well.
Yes, that's a good point. Yes, Saturn has that let's be serious, let's be realistic about it.
And of course it connects in with karma as well. So that I was just talking about the physical, if we talk about the human temperaments and things like that.
Or an action that somebody did to you.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then you can trace that back in the same way as we traced your jumper.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Trace it back and trace it forward.
Yes, that's right. So we mentioned intent, which is very Mars, but with Mars it's like the intent is a spontaneous intent. With the influence of Saturn, we can then say what's going to be the causes of this intent, so we can then be more measured in our intent.